Working to have it right from the off in this one.
Yeah, the conversation that we had. He's had the injury. He's been playing very well generally. Thought the lads did okay on Friday night. There's lots of bits we need to get better at that we talked about afterwards, and straight after the game, obviously with you guys and with the players on Monday. So yeah, it's a good option. He's a genuine seven. But we're happy with the guys there and happy with him coming off the bench. He can have a real big impact for us coming off the bench later in the game when there's some fatigue around. So tough on Joe, because I thought the guys who came off the bench on Friday night, we had a lot of caps, a lot of experience in there. I thought they closed the game out very well for us.
It's easy to get up for a game against Wales in Cardiff. Has this week been about maintaining the focus against what is a dangerous looking Italian side?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. There's a big build-up for that game, and this one's maybe not perceived to be the biggest Test match of the week. But from our point of view, they're the only team that can beat us this week, because they're the only ones we're playing. So right from the first meeting we had on Monday with the guys, when we reviewed it, it's all about improving and getting better, and things that we've done well we can improve on as well, and other things where we weren't so good. We had plenty of opportunities to score tries. One at the end there could have really finished the game off, and we didn't get in. So. What we talked about last week is putting those chances away. I think Chris's second really gave us a lead, but a third try would have been great. So, and you're right, these guys, you seem to have the same conversation year in, year out when you play Italy, and even going way back into the 95 World Cup game we had with them, 98 World Cup qualifier. They are what they are. They're very, very, very tough games. They should have won last week, but they didn't. And they'll come here, they can play, they keep hold of the ball very well, they'll put you under pressure, and that's the game. It's wet today, if it's going to be a little bit damp on Saturday, it's all about putting teams under pressure, and they do that well. So, from our point of view, we're under no illusions. It's the next Test match and the toughest one we're going to play this week.
You talked about things that didn't go well in Cardiff, and you also said after that game you'd be handing out lorikeys. Can you give us some idea about the keys, and did Chris Ashton get one for the showboat?
We just inform guys about what we thought they should do in those situations. It wasn't too heavy. The good thing is when you've won a game, you can really work on those things without. I think you can really go hard on the team. And the best thing from our point of view is the players went hard on themselves. Lots of guys had their hands up saying, "No, I got that wrong. I've got to do that better." So, Chris had a silly penalty and a couple of other things as well that we had a chat with him about. But as we did with 4 or 5 other players. And the best thing, as I said, is in that meeting, the guys all had their hands up before we'd even said it about the errors they'd made. So it was a good honest meeting. That's what you want. Then you move on and fix it up on the field for this week.
Brian, for the last few weeks, just how much of a challenge is it for you this week? I mean, how good are Italy defensively? How difficult are they to open up?
Yeah, I think particularly at home, they're very tough defensively. I quite like what they're doing in attack as well. I thought they were a real test for Ireland on the weekend. But that's the challenge we face. It's a slightly different challenge to the one we faced down in Wales. It's a different defensive system that they're using, but they obviously put a lot of work into it, and they're a quality side.
And is the way Toby Flood playing making your job easier? Man of the match last weekend.
Yeah, well, I think we're really fortunate. I thought we really liked what both tens brought to the party last weekend. Wilco's got so much experience, and Floodie's growing as a player in that position. We really love his attitude. He really goes after teams, which is great. And I think the combination, the way we used them last weekend, I think suited the purpose. So we're happy with what they're both bringing to the party.
Martin, one more question. Did they do you a favour running Ireland so close to the 09 Grandstand Champions almost going down to?
I don't think so. I think, as I said, we have this conversation every year as players, coaches. We know what they're about. The guys go and play them every week. So, sort of, it's the same conversation. Oh, they're quite good, and then you play them, and you say, "Well, you didn't play very well, did you?" Because they're a bloody good team. So, they're doing what they're doing. We're concentrating on what we're doing. So, I think Brian's right. They're a different challenge, but equally tough as a Welsh defence to break down. I thought we had real good balance in our attack last week. We had the driving game, and we probably should have put one of those in. So we'll need to do that again, and if we can take those opportunities, we'll put ourselves in a good place.
Wouldn't a 9-6 victory satisfy you now?
Well, number one is we win, like same as last week. Number one is we win. Number two is we don't have any serious injuries. Probably number three is it's a good game. It's an exciting test match. So number one is you win. If you go in with that attitude to any game, you're in the right place. If you start thinking about what it looks like, then you're in trouble. Number one, we want to win, and from that is how do we do it. Now, you've seen what we want to do. We moved the first ball we had last week wide because that was the right thing to do. If it's pouring down with rain, that might not be the right thing to do Saturday, but number one is we're here to win test matches. Make no bones about that. We've got exciting players all over the field who can score and create damage, and we want to use them, but number one is you're here to win.
Anybody else?